Local Government Finance Authority, we've been around since 1984. We were created by an Act of Parliament, and we're here basically to provide financial services to South Australian councils. You've got rates below 2% at the moment for whether you can borrow, and the cash rate where it is, I don't think you're going to see the cash rate go much lower. So it's an opportune time to borrow. It's a time in the community right now where you can actually bring forward projects that are in your long-term financial planning and using debt to pay for those, and then knowing that in the future those were actually in your long-term financial plan, you were going to spend that money anyway. We can talk about what type of rates that... There's no doubt that interest rates are quite low at the moment as well, so it's actually probably not a bad time to consider looking at your asset management plan and saying, well, what can I bring forward to generate some activity in my local community? What we've seen is that councils around South Australia are generally debt adverse. They think that debt is a bad thing, and what we try and educate the sector about is that, hey, sometimes debt can be used to promote infrastructure spending, and also can be used in situations like COVID to actually fund operating expenses for short periods of time. Obviously, we're a bit of a cousin of the LGA, is the way I like to describe it, and they asked us, how could we help the local government sector during these times? Our board workshopped a few ideas about what we could actually do, and in the end we considered that we'll offer some discount rates over a 3-year period to the sector. And so what we did in the end was we decided that we would give each council a discount facility, and they could use that to bring forward infrastructure. They could use it to fund rate deferrals that are probably going to happen over the next year or so. So we haven't changed our business. We still think that councils here can borrow money, but we have hopefully enticed them by offering some discounted rates over a time period. And all it is simply filling in a form to us, and then actually putting onto the council's next agenda, and actually us getting to approval to actually save yourself money. And the turnaround for us is quite simple as well. I'm sure there's some stuff in people's asset management plans that need to be done in the next 2 to 5 years that you could consider bringing forward and do now. Look at the size of your asset base of your council. And you might have $50 million worth of assets that you look after. You might have $200 million worth of assets you look after. What it means is you need to consider this in the scope of your overall business. Borrowing a little bit of money from the LGFA, bringing forward a couple of those projects will stimulate your economy and drive local employment. And there's never been a better time to borrow. There's no doubt about that.